Bioscanner detected impossible cellular regeneration, human replied. I get that a lot. Sci-Fi the research station floated silently above the blue-green planet of Athera, a speck of human engineering among the vastness of the galaxy. Its walls gleamed with polished metal, and the corridors were filled with soft hums of machines monitoring everything from oxygen levels to radiation. The station's primary mission was peaceful: to study alien life forms, explore new technology, and share knowledge with other civilizations. Humans had been welcomed here for their curiosity, creativity, and unexpected adaptability, but even the aliens had not seen anything like what was about to happen. Captain Elias Marin walked through the station's central corridor with his usual easy confidence. He was tall, with broad shoulders, a tidy beard, and a smile that seemed to appear even at the wrong moments. His presence was calming to the humans around him, and oddly unsettling to the aliens. There was something about Elias that the alien scientists could not measure, something alive in the way he moved, the way he looked at problems, the way he joked in situations where laughter seemed impossible. Today, the station's biolab was buzzing more than usual. Aliens in long, iridescent robes moved carefully between glass tanks, their multi-jointed limbs tapping instruments with precision. They spoke in soft, melodic tones, occasionally glancing at the humans with curiosity. The lab's centerpiece was a strange machine, a bioscanner capable of analyzing cellular structure, genetic material, and even predicting healing potential. Today, Elias was scheduled for a routine health check. Captain Marin, called Dr. Talix, the lead alien scientist, her voice a combination of curiosity and urgency. Her skin shimmered faintly under the lab lights, a natural reaction when an alien experienced heightened emotion. Please step into the scanner. Elias nodded and walked forward, his boots making a soft sound on the metal floor. Sure, Dr. Talix, but you're not going to find anything unusual, are you? I feel fine. He smiled, his tone casual, but there was an underlying pride in his confidence. The aliens exchanged quiet murmurs in their language, a combination of clicks, hums, and melodic pitches. One of them, a junior researcher, whispered to another, "Why does he appear so relaxed? Most species fear the scanner." Elias stepped into the scanner chamber. The machine hummed and lights danced across the walls, scanning every part of his body in a silent symphony of technology. Data flowed into the central console where Dr. Talix and her team monitored every detail. Then the scanner beeped. Once, twice. The reading spiked. Dr. Talix's multi-jointed hands froze over the controls. She leaned closer. "This cannot be correct," she murmured. The data displayed something the aliens had never seen: rapid cellular repair, tissue regeneration at a rate far beyond known biology. It was quite literally impossible. Elias opened one eye and looked at her. "What's impossible?" he asked, his voice light and teasing. Dr. Talix blinked. "Your cellular regeneration, it is beyond anything we know. You should not exist in this state." Elias shrugged, still leaning casually against the scanner wall. "I get that a lot," he said, grinning. The room fell silent. The junior researchers exchanged worried glances. Nobody knew how to react. The idea that a human could regenerate cells at such a rate challenged everything they had learned. Evolutionary theory, medical science, even interstellar biology, all were suddenly called into question by this single human. Dr. Talix composed herself. "We need to repeat the scan, Captain, multiple times under different conditions. There may be an error." "Sure," Elias said, still smiling. "But I have to warn you, I'm not good at being broken." The aliens guided him through a series of scans, each one more detailed than the last. They exposed him to small cuts, mild abrasions, and environmental stressors. Nothing dangerous, just enough to measure how fast his body could recover. Every time, the scanner reported the same astonishing results. Injuries healed within minutes, Cells repaired themselves at impossible speed, and even his metabolic functions adjusted instantly to changes in the environment. One alien researcher could no longer contain her excitement. How is this possible? How can a being heal so quickly? Elias tilted his head. Maybe I'm lucky, or maybe humans are just stubborn. We tend to fix ourselves when the universe tells us not to. Doctor. Talix frowned thoughtfully. She was brilliant, logical, and meticulous, but Elias' casual words unsettled her. Humans were unpredictable, and this unpredictability, combined with their physical resilience, made them dangerous and remarkable at the same time. After the scans, Elias walked out of the chamber, stretching his arms. "Well," he said, "that was fun. Can I go back to my quarters now, or are we doing brain scans next?" Dr. Talix shook her head. "We need more data. You are unlike any being we have studied." "This could take time." Elias nodded. "Take all the time you need. Just don't expect me to stop eating, sleeping, or doing my work while you figure me out. I'm kind of busy being human." Despite his humor, there was something more beneath the surface. He had lived through countless situations where survival seemed impossible. Space storms, hostile alien encounters, dangerous planetary explorations. Each time, his body and mind adapted in ways that left even the most experienced humans astonished. His regenerative ability was just one part of a larger human trait, the refusal to give up, no matter how dire the circumstances. Back in the lab, the alien researchers gathered around the main console. Charts, graphs, and holographic models displayed Elias' cellular activity in intricate detail. Every cell was alive with energy, repairing damage faster than any known organism. The aliens debated, analyzed, and even argued among themselves. "This could redefine biological limits," one said. "If humans can survive and repair themselves like this, their potential for space travel, colonization, and survival in extreme environments is unprecedented." Dr. Talix nodded slowly. "We must observe carefully. This is not just a biological phenomenon. It may be tied to their mind, their resilience, or something we do not yet understand. Humans are extraordinary." Meanwhile, Elias returned to the common area, where other humans were relaxing, reading, or communicating with family back on Earth. He joined a small group and casually mentioned the scan. "They say I regenerate cells faster than anything in their database," he said with a wink. "I told them I get that a lot." His friends laughed, but they were also aware of the truth. Humans were resilient in ways that aliens could not measure, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Elias' humor, bravery, and calm confidence were as much a part of his ability to survive as his biological regeneration. Unseen by him, several alien researchers continued to observe from behind screens and one-way glass. They were fascinated, cautious, and perhaps a little fearful. Here was a species that could challenge every assumption they had about life, survival, and the universe itself. As the day ended, the station's lights dimmed, casting long shadows across the corridors. Elias walked to the observation deck, staring at the stars. Each twinkle was a distant world, a potential challenge, a test of human ingenuity. He smiled, thinking of all the impossible situations humans had already survived, and all the ones they would face in the future. Above the planet, the station remained quiet, but inside, a small ripple of excitement had begun. Something extraordinary had been discovered, not just in Elias but in all humans. The galaxy had taken note, and the first chapter of a story that would change interstellar understanding forever had begun. Elias leaned on the railing, looking at the horizon. "I get that a lot," he murmured again, almost to himself. And this time, even he understood that those words carried more truth than anyone could imagine. The discovery was just the beginning. The following morning, the research station was alive with quiet tension. The aliens were still buzzing about the impossible readings from Captain Elias Marin's bioscan. Every holographic display, every chart, and every simulation in the lab pointed to one fact. Humans were nothing like the other species the station had studied. Elias, meanwhile, was casually sipping a cup of synthesized coffee, completely unaware of the stir he had caused. Dr. Talix appeared at the common area doorway. Her iridescent skin shimmered with the faint glow of focus. "Captain Marin," she said carefully, "we need to continue your examination. There is much we do not understand about your regenerative abilities. Your cooperation will help us understand your species better." Elias raised an eyebrow but smiled. "More experiments, huh? You guys really like poking humans. All right, as long as it doesn't involve wearing a tutu or singing in public, I'm in." The aliens blinked at the joke, confused, but Elias ignored their reaction. He had learned long ago that humor was a shield and a bridge. It disarmed tense situations, whether among humans or aliens. The biolab was larger than it appeared from the outside. Multiple scanning stations lined the walls, with equipment designed to measure everything from cellular regeneration to brainwave activity. There was even a small environmental chamber that could simulate extreme conditions: heat, cold, pressure, and radiation. Dr. Talix motioned for Elias to enter the first scanner. "We will begin with minor injuries, followed by environmental stress tests. Nothing will endanger you, but we need precise data." Elias stepped in, relaxed. "Minor injuries. Well, I can handle a paper cut. Don't go overboard, okay?" The aliens prepared the instruments. A small, controlled abrasion device touched his forearm. The scanner recorded the exact moment the skin was broken, and the alien researchers leaned forward, eyes wide. Within seconds, the abrasion disappeared, leaving smooth, untouched skin. One young researcher whispered, "It healed already. That cannot happen so fast, Doctor." Talix nodded but said nothing. Elias, noticing the whispers, smirked. "I told you I get that a lot." They continued with other tests. Small bruises formed and vanished, minor cuts sealed themselves, and even minor burns healed within minutes. Each time, Elias remained calm and conversational, cracking jokes to ease the tension. The aliens were both fascinated and frustrated. Their instruments could measure the physical recovery, but the why behind it remained a mystery. After the basic scans, Dr. Talix led Elias to the environmental chamber. "We want to test your adaptability under extreme conditions. Again, nothing lethal. Our goal is observation." The chamber was filled with a soft, humming light. Sensors surrounded Elias as the temperature fluctuated, pressure changed, and simulated storms raged within the space. He moved naturally, adjusting his breathing and posture. The scanner recorded every cell, every heartbeat, every breath. A heat wave simulated the surface of a desert planet. Elias' skin glistened with sweat, but his body adapted quickly. Muscles adjusted, hydration levels balanced, and energy consumption remained steady. The aliens gasped. Their instruments recorded no damage, no stress markers. They could hardly believe it. Next came cold and low-pressure simulation. Humans were supposed to suffer quickly in extreme cold, but Elias moved as though he were walking in a temperate garden. His blood vessels adjusted, his cells generated energy, and his metabolism shifted to maintain warmth. The aliens exchanged stunned glances. Dr. Talix spoke softly to the team. "He is not just regenerating, he is actively adapting. His body anticipates and responds to conditions faster than any algorithm or simulation we have developed. This is beyond biology. It is intelligence at the cellular level." Elias, noticing the awe in their expressions, said lightly, "Well, I do like a good challenge. You know, keeps life interesting." The final test was simulated radiation exposure. Light beams scanned his body, designed to mimic dangerous cosmic radiation. Aliens held their breath as the readings spiked. Normally, radiation would damage cells, disrupt DNA, and cause severe health risks. But in Elia's, the scanners detected only a temporary reaction, followed by complete repair within minutes. The healing process was so rapid that the aliens could hardly capture it on film. "This is extraordinary," Dr. Talix murmured. "No known species can survive this level of exposure without permanent harm. Humans are different." Elias stepped out of the chamber, stretching. "Well, that was fun. But I have to say, you're making me feel like a lab rat superstar." The aliens continued to observe him, recording every detail, analyzing every reaction. They began discussing the possibility that human resilience was not merely biological. It was a combination of genetics, environmental adaptability, and mental determination. Elia's calm attitude, his humor, and his confidence all played a role in his ability to survive and recover. After the formal tests, Elias joined the other humans in the common area. He relaxed on a chair, casually eating a nutrient bar. "So," he said to his friends, "I guess I'm officially a science experiment now. Anyone want to bet on how many charts they'll fill with my data?" His friends laughed, but there was admiration in their eyes. Humans were strong in ways aliens could not understand. They were resourceful, adaptable, and unafraid to face danger. Elias embodied all of these traits, but he carried them with a quiet humility. Meanwhile, the alien researchers held a private meeting. Holographic charts and glowing models displayed Elias' data. Every single reading was extraordinary. Every single response was unprecedented. "We must study this further," said one researcher. "If we understand the source of his regenerative ability, it could revolutionize medical science across the galaxy." Dr. Talix nodded slowly. "But we must proceed carefully. Humans are not just data points. They are intelligent, aware, and unpredictable. If we push too far, we may provoke them, or worse, underestimate them." Back in the common area, Elias stood by the observation window, looking at the planet below. He thought about all the impossible situations humans had survived. Long space voyages, hostile alien encounters, extreme environmental conditions. He knew that humans thrived not because they were invincible, but because they refused to give up. Their strength lay in their adaptability, their creativity, and their ability to keep going when everything seemed lost. He turned to a young human recruit who looked worried about the alien tests. "Don't worry," Elias said with a reassuring smile. "They're just curious. Humans always attract attention. We have a way of surprising everyone, especially the aliens." That night, the station was quiet. The stars outside seemed brighter than ever, endless and infinite. Elias lay in his quarters, thinking about the tests, the aliens, and the future. Somewhere deep inside, he felt a sense of responsibility. Humans were small in the galaxy, but they had potential far beyond what anyone expected. And if they were careful, they could show the universe what humans were capable of. The next day, the aliens returned for more observations. But this time, they were no longer merely scientists. They were students. They wanted to learn, to understand, to see firsthand how a human could adapt, heal, and endure. And Elias, with his calm humor and quiet confidence, was ready to show them. As he entered the lab, he looked at Dr. Talix and said with a grin, "Ready for round 2. Don't worry, I get this a lot." And the aliens realized that they were not just observing biology. They were witnessing the essence of human strength, the unshakable combination of body, mind, and spirit. The experiment had begun, but the true discovery was not in the machines or the charts. It was in the humans standing before them. And the universe was about to learn, one test at a time, that humans were unlike anything it had seen before. The research station's usual hum of quiet activity was broken that morning by an alert, one the humans and aliens both felt instantly. Red lights blinked across the corridors, and soft alarms echoed through the metal walls. Dr. Talix appeared in the central control room, her normally calm, shimmering skin pulsing faintly with worry. "Captain Marin," she said, urgency in her melodic tone, "we have incoming vessels, unknown origin. They are moving fast and appear to be armed. Their trajectory is toward the station." Elias leaned against the console, calm as ever though his eyes were sharp, scanning the holographic displays. "So, visitors, are we expecting tea or are they here to cause trouble?" Dr. Talix gave a faint, nervous smile. "I believe they intend hostility. Their scans indicate advanced weaponry. No species has attacked this sector in decades." Elias straightened. "Well, lucky for them, I don't give up easily. Gather the humans and prepare defensive protocols. Let's see if they understand what it means to face humans." In minutes, the humans aboard the station moved with practiced efficiency. Engineers secured vital systems, while communication specialists sent messages to nearby friendly stations. Despite the looming threat, there was no panic, only focused determination. Humans thrived under pressure, and Elias was the calm center that guided everyone. From the observation deck, he watched the approaching vessels. Sleek, dark ships glided through space with precision, each bristling with weapon arrays designed to intimidate. But Elias noticed something else. The ships were almost identical to each other, suggesting coordination and rigid tactics. Predictable. He turned to Dr. Talix. "You're worried about the weapons, I see. Don't be. Humans have survived worse. We adapt, we fight smart, and we heal. Keep your scanners running and trust us to handle ourselves." The aliens hesitated but agreed. Elias was right. Humans' adaptability was unmatched, and their calm under pressure often gave them an advantage no technology could replicate. The first attack came without warning. Energy pulses struck the station's outer shields, causing a shower of sparks and a deep vibration through the corridors. The crew braced, but Elias was already moving, issuing commands with calm authority. "Engineering. Reroute power to the shields and stabilize the energy nodes. Security teams, prepare perimeter defenses. Medical teams, stand by for injuries." Even as alarms blared, Elias moved through the chaos like a human force of nature. He checked on injured crew members, encouraged the scared, and coordinated defenses, all without losing his composure. The aliens watched, astonished, as he healed small cuts and bruises almost instantly, barely acknowledging the pain. A junior alien scientist whispered to Dr. Talix, "His body, it repairs itself, even during combat. I have never seen anything like it." Dr. Talix nodded, her eyes fixed on the human captain. "It is more than healing. It is endurance, resilience, and focus all at once. This human is extraordinary." The attackers pressed harder, but the humans' responses were precise. Drones were launched to intercept incoming fire, and energy shields adapted to the angles of attack. Elias coordinated these defenses with split-second timing, predicting enemy maneuvers like a seasoned strategist. The aliens recording the battle struggled to keep up with his logic. Human intuition combined with fast adaptation made him unpredictable. During the attack, Elias' regenerative ability became even more important. One of the alien vessels fired a concentrated energy blast that hit the hull near his location. A wall panel exploded, sending metal shards flying. Elias was struck on the arm and side, but within moments his skin sealed over, bruises fading before the alien's eyes. He shook off the debris, smiling. "I told you I get that a lot," he said, brushing himself off. Even the most experienced humans in the crew were impressed. His regenerative ability was not magic. It was the culmination of adaptability, training, and mental focus. But combined with human determination, it made him almost unstoppable. The attackers seemed to underestimate the humans. They assumed the humans were fragile and slow to respond. They did not anticipate teamwork, improvisation, or the sheer unpredictability of human decision-making. Elias exploited these weaknesses expertly. Using quick maneuvers and clever countermeasures, he forced the alien ships into positions where their weapons were less effective. Dr. Talix watched in awe. They are not only defending themselves, they are outsmarting the attackers. Elia's mind worked quickly. He spotted a vulnerability in the attackers' formation, a moment when their communication relay overlapped with the station's defense systems. He called to the human engineers. Redirect energy pulses to the relay points. Interfere with their coordination for 10 seconds. That's enough. Timing is everything. The engineers acted instantly, and the station systems overloaded the attackers' relays. The alien vessels faltered, their attacks uncoordinated for the first time. Elias saw the opening and directed countermeasures, disabling one ship and forcing another to retreat. The humans had turned the tide of battle without a single fatality. Their strength was not in raw firepower but in intelligence, adaptation, and cooperation. The aliens recorded every moment, knowing they were witnessing something remarkable. After the first attack subsided, Elias moved among the crew, checking for injuries. Small cuts, minor burns, and bruises healed almost immediately under his guidance. He comforted terrified crew members, joked lightly to ease tension, and reminded everyone that they had survived together. Dr. Talix approached him. "Captain, you are more than any of us imagined. Your abilities, your focus, it is almost impossible to quantify." Elias shrugged with a grin. "I get that a lot, but it's not just me, it's all humans. We've survived worse situations than this: war, storms, harsh planets. We adapt, we endure, and we work together. That's the real secret." The aliens studied him carefully. They had believed humans were fragile compared to their own species, technology, and intellect. But now they realized that humans were not fragile. They were resilient, resourceful, and remarkably unpredictable. Their biology, combined with intelligence and willpower, made them formidable. The attacking vessels regrouped, preparing for another strike, but the humans were ready. This time, they used the environment to their advantage. The station could create small gravitational anomalies, and Elias directed energy pulses to create obstacles for the alien ships. The attackers struggled to maintain formation, and one ship collided with a debris field, disabling itself without human casualties. Elias moved swiftly, coordinating countermeasures and helping his team at every step. He noticed the attackers' patterns, their reliance on repetition and predictable maneuvers. Humans, by contrast, thrived on improvisation. Elias used that to his advantage, turning every challenge into an opportunity. By the end of the day, the attackers had retreated. The station was intact, and no human lives were lost. Injuries were minor, and Elias' regenerative ability ensured that everyone was ready for whatever came next. The alien researchers were stunned. They survived an assault from advanced warships and adapted in real time, one whispered. "Their resilience is beyond anything we understood," Dr. Talix nodded. "It is not just survival, it is ingenuity, endurance, and courage. Humans are extraordinary." Later, Elias returned to the observation deck, watching the stars. He thought about the battle and the attackers' predictable patterns. Humans thrived not because they were stronger, but because they refused to give up. Their intelligence, adaptability, and determination made them unpredictable and resilient. He smiled faintly. "I get that a lot," he murmured. It was more than a joke now, it was a statement of truth. Humans survived, adapted, and often thrived where others would fail. The aliens, observing from their labs, realized that this small group of humans had changed their understanding of life, survival, and potential. The battle was over, but the story of human resilience had only just begun. Outside the station, the stars seemed endless, filled with worlds yet unexplored. The humans had survived, but the universe was vast and full of challenges. And as long as humans stood together, adapted quickly, and refused to yield, they could face anything the galaxy threw at them. Elias leaned on the railing, watching the distant lights of retreating vessels. "We survived today," he said quietly. "And tomorrow we'll be ready for whatever comes next, because that's what humans do." The aliens recorded everything, their minds racing with new possibilities. If humans could survive this, what else could they endure? What other impossible feats could they achieve? The battle was only the beginning. Humanity's journey through the stars was just starting, and it would be full of surprises, challenges, and victories no one could predict. And through it all, Elias Marin remained calm, confident, and very human. The research station settled into a tense calm after the recent attack. Outside, the stars glimmered quietly, but inside, the alien scientists were restless. They had witnessed something unprecedented. Humans, led by Captain Elias Marin, had survived a coordinated assault by advanced warships with barely a scratch. And Elias himself had healed from injuries almost instantly, inspiring awe and confusion in the aliens. Dr. Talix gathered her team in the central lab. Holographic displays flickered with scans, charts, and cellular diagrams. Each chart showed Elias' cells repairing themselves faster than anything in the database. Yet as meticulous as the scans were, they failed to explain the true nature of his abilities. "It is more than biology," she said softly. "This is not just cellular regeneration. It is a combination of rapid healing, adaptation, and consciousness." One of the junior researchers tilted her head. "Consciousness? Are you suggesting his mind is affecting his cells?" Dr. Talix nodded. "Yes. His body seems to anticipate damage and adjust in real time. He does not just heal, he adapts. And the speed at which it happens suggests mental control over physical processes. Humans may possess a form of biological intelligence unlike any we have studied." Meanwhile, Elias moved through the station with his usual calm demeanor. The humans were performing routine checks, repairing minor damages from the attack, and ensuring that the station systems were fully operational. Elias checked on each team personally, encouraging them, helping with repairs, and offering a light joke here and there. His regenerative ability allowed him to work tirelessly, but it was his calm leadership and focus that inspired everyone. Dr. Talix approached him carefully. "Captain Marin, may we run additional tests? We wish to understand how you adapt to both environmental stress and injuries at such speed." Elias smiled faintly. "More tests? Sure, but remember, I get that a lot. Humans are built to survive. You're just seeing it in action." The tests began with careful observation of his neural responses during physical challenges. Aliens measured every heartbeat, every cellular shift, every micromuscle reaction. They noticed something remarkable. His cells responded not only to injury but also to stress, anticipation, and even thought. It was as if Elias' body knew what would happen before it did, preparing defenses and healing mechanisms almost instantly. One researcher gasped. "It is not just healing, it is proactive. His body predicts what is needed and his mind guides it." Dr. Talix agreed. "This is unlike any species we have encountered. The combination of mental and biological adaptation is extraordinary. Humans are not just resilient, they are uniquely intelligent in their survival." Elias completed the environmental tests, calmly walking through simulated heat, cold, and pressure changes. His body adjusted instantly, each cell responding to environmental stress with efficiency that amazed even the most experienced alien scientists. The junior researcher leaned over her console. "How can this be? No algorithm or predictive model can explain this speed or precision." Dr. Talix looked thoughtful. "Perhaps it is not a model but an instinct, a conscious awareness combined with adaptability. Humans may possess an innate synergy between mind and body that allows them to exceed normal biological limits." As the testing continued, Elias continued his usual routine, encouraging his team, helping repair damaged systems, and even sharing light-hearted stories of past missions. His energy never waned. Small injuries healed instantly, fatigue seemed irrelevant, and his mind remained sharp and calm. The aliens began running simulations, trying to replicate his regenerative ability artificially. Every attempt failed. Computers, machines, and advanced algorithms could mimic some cellular repair, but nothing matched the speed, precision, and adaptability of Elia's natural processes. "This cannot be replicated," Dr. Talix said. "Humans, they are more than just their biology. Their willpower, intelligence, and adaptability are integral to their survival. We cannot copy this, they are unique." Elias overheard this as he walked past the lab. He smiled. "You're starting to understand. Humans survive not because we're perfect, but because we refuse to give up. That makes all the difference." The aliens watched him closely during the next set of tests, hoping to learn something more. They simulated injuries, environmental hazards, and extreme conditions, but each time, Elias' body adapted almost before the sensors even detected a problem. His recovery was instantaneous, his performance never faltered, and his calm attitude remained constant. A young alien researcher whispered, "It is not just healing, it is anticipation. His body acts as if it knows the future." Dr. Talix nodded. "Exactly. Humans integrate awareness, intelligence, and adaptability into their biology. Their bodies and minds work together seamlessly, allowing them to endure conditions that would destroy other species. This is not just evolution, it is ingenuity encoded in living form." Later, Elias gathered his team in the common area. He spoke quietly, but his words carried the weight of experience. "Humans survive because we work together, we think, we adapt. We are never truly helpless and we never give up. That is what makes us strong." The humans nodded, inspired by his words. They had survived attacks, harsh environments, and dangerous situations before. But now, with Elias leading them, they felt the truth of their resilience more clearly than ever. Meanwhile, the alien scientists continued to study the data. They began to see a broader picture, not just Elias but humanity as a whole. Humans were adaptable, intelligent, and resilient. They could endure environmental extremes, heal quickly, and respond creatively to threats. Their biology was remarkable, but their spirit, their determination, ingenuity, and teamwork was equally impressive. "This is a revelation," Dr. Talix said. "Humans are more than life forms. They are examples of what is possible when intelligence, adaptability, and determination combine with biology. They are exceptional." Elias returned to the observation deck, looking out at the stars. He thought about the attackers, the recent tests, and the countless challenges humans had faced throughout history. Humans were not invincible, but they had an unyielding spirit that allowed them to thrive in almost any environment. He whispered to himself, "I get that a lot," knowing that it was not just about his healing, it was about the essence of humanity. The revelation did not stop with the alien studies. Word spread across the station about Elias' abilities and humanity's resilience. Even the more cautious and skeptical scientists began to understand that humans were different, not fragile, not predictable, but clever, adaptable, and enduring. That evening, Elias walked through the corridors, checking on each team and offering encouragement. Small injuries from the station repairs healed quickly under his supervision, and crew members watched in amazement. His calm demeanor, quick thinking, and regenerative ability inspired confidence in everyone. Dr. Talix joined him on the observation deck, her eyes reflecting the endless stars. "Captain Marin, I think we finally understand. It is not just your cells or your biology. Humans possess something greater, a synergy of mind, body, and determination that allows them to overcome the impossible. You are extraordinary." Elias smiled softly. "I get that a lot, but it is not just me. It is all humans. We survive, we adapt, and we find a way forward no matter what. That is who we are." Dr. Talix looked thoughtful. This changes everything. The galaxy has never seen a species like this. Their resilience, ingenuity, and ability to endure, combined with intelligence, is inspiring. The stars outside the station seemed to shine brighter that night. Elias knew the journey ahead would be full of challenges, but he also knew humans could face them. They had survived impossible odds before, and they would continue to do so. The revelation was clear. Humans were more than their biology. Their adaptability, intelligence, teamwork, and determination made them extraordinary. The galaxy might not yet understand, but the aliens aboard the station now had a glimpse of what humanity was capable of. And Elias Marin, calm, confident, and quietly extraordinary, had shown them the truth. Humans survived because they refused to give up, and they thrived because they refused to be predictable. The discovery was more than scientific. It was a testament to the human spirit. The universe was vast, full of unknown dangers and possibilities, but humans, led by their courage and ingenuity, were ready to face whatever came next. And somewhere deep in his mind, Elias smiled, knowing that the galaxy was about to learn just how extraordinary humans could be. "I get that a lot," he whispered again, and this time even he felt the weight of truth behind the words. The journey of discovery, understanding, and survival was far from over. The humans had shown their strength in battle, in adaptation, and in courage. But the galaxy held far greater challenges, and Elias knew that humanity's greatest victories were still to come. The research station had returned to its quiet rhythm, though its atmosphere had changed. The recent attack and the discovery of Captain Elias Marin's regenerative ability had left a lasting impression on both humans and aliens. The station's corridors hummed with activity, but now the aliens walked with a newfound respect for the humans. Every glance toward Elias carried recognition, not just of his physical abilities, but of the resilience, intelligence, and determination that defined his species. Elias moved through the station as if nothing had changed, though his eyes reflected quiet satisfaction. The crew was repairing minor damages from the attack, restocking supplies, and running routine scans, but there was a sense of accomplishment in the air. Humans had survived impossible odds, healed rapidly, and shown the galaxy that adaptability and ingenuity were as vital as technology or firepower. Dr. Talix approached Elias as he checked the environmental systems on the observation deck. Her skin shimmered faintly, a sign of deep thought. "Captain Marin," she began, "the more we study humans, the more remarkable your species becomes. It is not just your regenerative ability. It is your teamwork, your intelligence, your courage. You inspire, you endure. You adapt," Elias smiled. "I get that a lot, but really it's not just me. All humans are like this. We survive because we work together, because we refuse to give up, and because we find a way even when it seems impossible." Dr. Talix nodded. "We have begun documenting your strategies, your methods, even your instincts. Other species will study this. Humanity's approach to survival may change interstellar understanding for generations." Elias walked to the large observation window, looking out at the distant planets and stars. The galaxy was vast, full of wonders and dangers. But for the first time, he felt that humans had truly made their mark. They were small compared to the stars, but their spirit, adaptability, and ingenuity were mighty. Meanwhile, the human crew gathered in the common area. They were relaxed now, though still alert. Elias joined them, speaking quietly but firmly. "We've proven something important," he said. "Not just that humans can survive, but that we can thrive in unexpected situations. We can face the unknown and come out stronger. That is who we are. That is our legacy." The humans listened, inspired by their captain's words. Their survival had not been the work of luck alone. It had been strategy, teamwork, intelligence, and resilience. Every human on the station had played a role, and each one had contributed to the victory, and the understanding of what humans could do. Across the station, alien scientists continued to study Elias and his crew. They observed the humans' behavior, their decision-making, and their interactions. The data was astounding. Every action, every choice, every instinct reflected a species capable of more than they had imagined. The aliens began to rethink their assumptions about life in the galaxy. One researcher whispered to Dr. Talix, "Humans are unlike any species we have ever encountered. They heal, yes, but they also adapt socially, mentally, and strategically. Their potential, it is limitless." Dr. Talix nodded. "And it all stems from one simple truth: humans do not give up. They endure, they learn, and they work together. That is their strength." Elias moved among the aliens, explaining the humans' approach to problem-solving, their methods for coping with stress, and their strategies for survival. He spoke with calm confidence, humor, and clarity. His words were simple, yet they conveyed something profound. Humans were not fragile observers of the universe. They were participants, innovators, and survivors. In the weeks that followed, the research station became a hub for collaboration. Alien scientists and humans worked side by side, learning from each other. Humans shared their problem-solving methods, improvisation techniques, and teamwork strategies. Aliens shared their advanced technology and data from other parts of the galaxy. Together, they explored, experimented, and expanded understanding. Elias watched this collaboration with quiet pride. He knew that humans were often underestimated, their abilities overlooked, and their resilience doubted. But here they were recognized for what they truly were: a species capable of surviving, adapting, and thriving in ways no one had predicted. One day, a young alien researcher approached Elias. She looked nervous but curious. "Captain Marin," she said, "how do you do it? How do humans endure so much, yet remain calm and focused?" Elias smiled faintly, remembering all the impossible situations humans had survived: storms, battles, exploration of hostile worlds, and countless challenges on Earth itself. "We don't think of it as endurance," he said. "We just keep going. We adapt, we learn, we work together, and we don't give up. That's the difference. That's what humans do." The alien researcher nodded slowly, understanding dawning. She realized that human resilience was not just physical. It was mental, emotional, and social. Humans could endure because they refused to surrender, and they could thrive because they combined intelligence with adaptability. Dr. Talix joined them, smiling. "He is right. Humans are exceptional not because of one ability, but because of the combination of all their abilities. That is the lesson of your species. That is the lesson of Captain Marin." The humans and aliens together celebrated the station's survival, not just as a victory over an attack, but as a symbol of what cooperation, intelligence, and resilience could achieve. Humans had proven themselves, not through aggression or dominance, but through ingenuity, teamwork, and the ability to endure the impossible. As the station's day ended, Elias returned to the observation deck. He looked at the stars, the distant planets, and the endless possibilities. Humanity had survived, had adapted, and had left a lasting impression. The galaxy was vast, full of unknown dangers, but humans were ready. They would face the future as they always had, together, strong and unyielding. Dr. Talix joined him silently. "Captain Marin," she said softly, "the galaxy has much to learn from humans. Your abilities, your spirit, they inspire more than we imagined." Elias nodded. "I get that a lot, but it is not just me. It is all humans. We survive, we adapt, and we keep going. That is our legacy." The stars outside seemed to shine brighter that night. The humans on the station felt it too, a sense of pride, of purpose, and of belonging. They were small in the galaxy, but their spirit was immense. Their ingenuity, resilience, and determination had left an impact that would be remembered far beyond the station's walls. In the weeks and months that followed, the story of the human survival spread across the galaxy. Other species studied their methods, their adaptability, and their ability to thrive under impossible conditions. Humans were no longer underestimated. They were respected, admired, and studied. Elias continued to lead with calm confidence, humor, and quiet strength. He knew the challenges were far from over, but he also knew that humans were ready for whatever came next. Their regenerative ability was extraordinary, but their true strength lay in their determination, intelligence, and teamwork. And the galaxy, once skeptical of humanity, now saw the truth. Humans were survivors, innovators, and a force to be reckoned with. As Elias looked out at the endless stars, he whispered one last time, a small smile crossing his face. "I get that a lot." And this time the words were more than a joke. They were a statement of truth. Humanity had survived, endured, and inspired. Their legacy was just beginning, and the universe would remember them, not just for their abilities, but for the spirit that made them extraordinary. The station was quiet now, but the story of humans had reached far beyond its walls. Across the galaxy, scientists, explorers, and civilizations would talk about Captain Elias Marin and his crew. They would talk about a species that survived the impossible, adapted to every challenge, and inspired hope wherever they went. Elias turned from the observation window, walking back through the corridors of the station. Crew members nodded to him, aliens watched in awe, and he moved among them with calm confidence. Humans were small, but their impact was large. They had survived, adapted, and proven themselves. The universe was vast and full of challenges, but humans were ready. Their ingenuity, courage, and determination would carry them forward. And wherever humans went, they would leave a mark of hope, strength, and resilience that no one could ignore. For now, Captain Elias Marin and his crew had completed one mission, survived one threat, and revealed one truth: humans were extraordinary. And the stars above seemed to shine just a little brighter, as if acknowledging the legacy of a species that refused to give up and always found a way forward.